Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Roya Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. As much as we love the wizarding world of Harry Potter, you gotta admit there are a few things that left us a bit confused. A lot of these things were actually in the execution of the movie, so it's not J.K. Rowling's fault, but we can't help but notice anyway. So let's take a look at the top 10 Harry Potter moments that made no sense. In the number 10 spot, we have Hagrid's parentage. Hagrid is a half-giant. Let that sink in for a second if it hasn't already. The guy has one human parent and one giant parent. And if he's as big as he is being only half-giant, imagine how big his full giant parent would be. And that was his mom, Fridwulfa. And dad was apparently a tiny little man too. I don't want to know how it worked, and more importantly, I don't want to know why it worked. Coming in at number 9 is Ginny Weasley. To people who have only watched the movies, Harry ending up with Ginny seems really weird and out of place, like she was an afterthought. But what people who read the books know is that the book version of Ginny was insanely better than the film version. Her character was mangled. She was dynamic and spicy, and the movie reduced her to the human equivalent of a damp tissue. Don't get me started on that shoelace scene. Next at number 8 we got Winky. Dobby the house elf was such a popular character both in the books and the movies, you would think they would want to capitalize more on the house elf craze. They skipped over the whole society for the promotion of elfish welfare storyline, but what was confusing is why the films didn't introduce at least Winky. She was a troubled and depressed elf who would have brought a lot of entertainment to the films, and she even had concept art for the Goblet of Fire, but alas, no Winky. In the number 7 spot is Bem. Yeah, this kid. We've all seen him. Who the hell is he? Apparently he's in Gryffindor, but according to the books only 5 kids were in Harry's year for Gryffindor. So Bem, as we know him, is technically not canon. The only purpose this guy serves is to show up and say something dark and ominous and then disappear, and we don't see him again. Like, thanks for that? He doesn't even get credited in Prisoner of Azkaban by name, only as Boy 1. And if he was thrown in there for diversity, why not make a more prominent character diverse instead? Coming in at number 6 we have Moaning Myrtle. Moaning Myrtle Warren was a Ravenclaw who was killed by the basilisk while using the washroom one day. When she died she was only about 14 years old, yet the production thought it would be a good idea to cast a 37-year-old to play her. Now don't get me wrong, Shirley Henderson played the role quite well, but it just seemed odd to cast a middle-aged woman when there was so much underutilized talent in the whole cast of youths. But not you, Bem. Next up at number 5 is Harry opening his letter. One of the things we would do if we received a letter is to take it to our room or our cupboard under the stairs and open it in privacy, just in case. But Harry tries to open his letter from Hogwarts right in front of the Dursleys. Obviously he's not a dumb kid, so it's a little confusing to see him be so careless. We're gonna chalk it up to him being too curious and impatient to wait for the few steps it took to get back to his cupboard. But next time, just stash it in your shirt, dude. Up next at number 4 we got the number of students in each house. We know that the Sorting Hat takes into account a student's persona as well as their preferences when deciding which house to put them in. So how is it that every year there seems to be the exact same number of students in each house? There's no way there can be the same amount of ambitious and cunning kids as there are brave and daring. Does the hat just start filling out quotas on the last bit of sorting? Oh, need me a few more Hufflepuffs, so I'm gonna tell that obvious Ravenclaw to join. In the number 3 spot we have Dumbledore and the Goblet of Fire. Thank God for memes. What would we do with all our spare time? Perhaps reread Goblet of Fire and notice the line reads, "Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire, Harry?" Dumbledore asked. Calmly. Yes, calmly.
Harry! I protest! Harry, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? No, sir.
Was the movie version the epitome of calmly? Literally anything but. Coming in at number 2 is Harry's mom. Yet another casting decision that made very little sense. Throughout the novel and the movies and literally anything Harry Potter, we are reminded time and time again that Harry has his mom's eyes, his mom has Harry's eyes, and you got your mother's eyes, Harry. So naturally you'd think the casting would want to stick to the biggest descriptor ever. But for whatever reason, in a clip of a young Lily Potter that existed solely for appearances, they decided to use brown-eyed and completely different looking Ellie Darcy Alden, and did not color correct her eye color. You guys had one job. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was a 2-part stage play that premiered in 2016. Now, theatrically, it was a good play that got a lot of positive attention, but to Harry Potter fans, not so much. Because this play got so much wrong. Hermione is salty over Ron, Harry's fear of pigeons, the no sugar diet, the trolley witch can shoot spikes, Cedric becoming a Death Eater, why, and more why. I could go on, but maybe you should see the play first. Have fun and don't get too angry at it. So those were the top 10 Harry Potter moments that made no sense. Let me know down in the comment section below who your favorite Harry Potter character is. My name is Rory Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.